Welcome back to week 2 price tracking for the top 5 low cap altcoins for May of 2021. Today, we'll be looking at why the market is experiencing a pullback and reiterating, even though we've talked about it in all these previous months and in the previous videos, why the tiered investment approach and the Trident approach is so important when you're identifying quality altcoin projects for the long term. Now, if you're in this and you're just looking to blindly invest in a project that you think is going to do 100x and you're like in the safe moon crowd, go watch something else. This is not for you. This is actually about identifying quality projects for not only the long term, but actually to be able to pull profits from in this bull run. I talk about that below every single video is how to do your own research video. You should always do your research on all of these projects, as well as any projects you see on another channel or on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Along with these things, building out an investment framework approach. So that's something I talk about in Global TA, the technical analysis course that most people are charging thousands of dollars for, is linked down below in the description. The new one will be coming out tomorrow. Typically they come out every Sunday, but since I had to return back to the US for a funeral and I'm seeing some family, I have had to switch the schedule just from Global TA to tomorrow. So hope everyone understands that. Anyways, the point is today that I really wanted to make sure that everyone understands this, that you can use opportunities like this as a good thing. Like this is something that I think everyone who's investing in the crypto market should experience the same amount of, if you're thinking a 2x, like if you think the price is just going to explode, you have to see the exact same thing to the downside. At least contemplate the downside is so vital. You have to understand that what goes up must come down, and it is true in markets. You can see parabolas, and we have seen a lot of parabolas, but you have to realize that these don't last forever, right? You have to prepare for the rainy day, put systems in place, and that's why I'm able to take opportunities out of this. I feel bad because some people really hurt when this dumps because they have all their money riding in just Bitcoin. But that's why I'm not just in Bitcoin. That's why I'm diversified, not just in crypto, but in all different global investment sectors. But when it comes to the altcoin market, it is derived a lot by what is going on with the Bitcoin market if Bitcoin has high dominance, which currently it does. Now, it could be charging up for kind of an altcoin season, but really what we're seeing here is just this really, really massive push down ever since Elon kind of talked about the energy issues. Now it's just going to continue to dump. We could see an altcoin go ridiculously crazy like Cardano if like Elon Musk or some big company says, hey, we're gonna build our systems on the Cardano blockchain. I talked about this a little bit in Daily DeFi, but I just think that if that plays out, that could be really game changing for the overall DeFi market. So that's something you have to keep in mind, and not only DeFi market, but just crypto market. And so keep that in mind. That's something that's kind of pushing the Bitcoin price down, is kind of this FUD against the energy issues, which I've talked about in previous videos, kind of addressing my opinions on that. I still personally believe in the Bitcoin, obviously long term. This is something where the beauty of the network is if there is problems, you can address them and fix them that's why you have governance. So if we go here to the spreadsheet, we are seeing a pullback in most of these numbers from last week. But again, I was able to average in here, I was able to average in here, and I'm expecting a further dip. And if we get back up to, I probably won't pull profits if we get up here. But if these do what I'm expecting them to do, and let's say Offshift flips to a $12 million market cap, which it has before, Aleph pops up to $100 million in market cap, Exceed Me goes ballistic. Exceed Me is this gaming play. Yield app, absolutely incredible with the user interface. They're really trying to become the DeFi, the kind of like Coinbase DeFi is basically what Yield app is going to do, all in one simple to use app. I really love what they're building. And then Refinable is obviously one that we've talked about, which is on the Binance Smart Chain, bringing NFTs. So if you're unfamiliar with any of those, you can actually just go check out the original video here where basically I walk you through each of these picks. Explain. Thorchain wasn't on there, but Thorchain is a great project, but you can go check that out here. I'll have it listed down below in the description. But anyways, let's just move to Refinable. So fine, this is one that I was able to average in on because I really do think this fundamental use case is incredible. And I really think that people that don't understand NFTs and that don't understand the different smart chains. So like, you have Ethereum, you have Binance, you have Avalanche, you have Polkadot, you have Cardano. Some of those aren't fully released. But the point is identifying these different trends, seeing which ones has the lowest fees in Binance Smart Chain is that's why Pancake blew up. One of our first picks here. Sorry about that. My apologies. Sterling, no. now that I'm in the U.S., I have a dog with me, so that's probably what was going on there. So, anyways, resume. Okay, sorry about that. Since I'm in the US, I do have a dog with me. Let's see. The point I was trying to make is basically like with any of these projects, certain people do not see the opportunities, and if you understand the kind of long-term trends, it can really be a great advantage. So, Refinable, Binance Smart Chain, in NFT projects, and then Yield App YLD, 60 cents, $60 million market cap. Great project in my opinion overall. Well, I've done a deep dive video on them. I might do an updated one soon, so stay tuned for that. These weekly price tracking series are really just meant to show you what's going on with this project, not necessarily to do a deep dive into an individual one. Obviously, if you have questions in the comments, let me know and I can answer them. But yeah, just as far as that goes, typically I do a deep dive video on a project if I want to kind of explain it. So Exceed Me, this is kind of the gaming play. About 14,000 people like this. 53 cents. This one, if we look at the charts, what's exactly been happening here? We're kind of in this descending triangle pattern right here. So you could use this as a touch point, this is a touch point, this is a touch point that would kind of form this bottom of the triangle. Then this peak, these peaks, and this peak down here, that's kind of that descending line. This is a bullish pattern. I do think Exceed Me is such a quality project, and especially since some of these are back down to those original levels. For example, with Aleph, if it came back down here, I would be buying more and more. Now, I didn't necessarily buy this week, but if we do see a further pullback, since I believe in it fundamentally, I will be taking advantage of that. Lastly, Offshift XFT. This one has the lowest market cap, $1.95 right now, an incredible opportunity, in my opinion, for a really just overall genuinely great coding quality project. XFT Offshift. Again, if you're curious on it, I can do a video on it, but it's again, this is one of those that it's preaching back down to these kind of lows, this historic support level. And if we touch around that 54-cent level, I mean, I would love to scoop some Offshift up, especially when the market cap's that small. So that's basically it, for the monthly altcoin picks. I do want you to keep in mind that this could be a further pullback, a much further pullback. Do not get shaken out because of this. Zoom out, go to the 1 month chart and go, hey, wait a second. Just a second ago, we were down here. This is what people don't do. And this is what I encourage you to do. If you get kind of shaky hands in the market, if you get scared, zoom out, go to the weekly time frame, go to the monthly time frame and go, oh, so all this panicking is just one of these candles. That's what I love about the charts is you can go, you have all this past data wrapped up in all these different candles. So each candle represents a month, obviously. And when you look up here, everybody's going crazy. Even I was drawing lines up there. In the long term, if you're a macro trader, this is all you care about, right? So obviously you would want to have identified this trend that, what's going on here exactly with the price, but it plays out pretty well. And now we're seeing this nice correction. We could see a correction here, could see a correction here. We could even see a correction here as much as people deny it. I think we could totally see a correction here. And some people don't expect it. People call that the bull run's over. I personally would not think it was over. If it is over, I have been consistently pulling profits, and I hope you have too. So you're prepared. But in my opinion, you can let me know in the comments what you think. But I do not think this bull run is even close to being over. I still think we will see a six-figure Bitcoin by the end of the year at some point. Not saying we're going to end the year with a six-figure Bitcoin, but at some point we will see a six-figure Bitcoin this year. So that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, button all, invest global, and until next time.